Tesla just made autonomous vehicles real on actual city streets, and it's happening right now in Miami. No safety driver behind the wheel, no remote operator waiting to take over, just cars driving themselves through real traffic. For years, experts said we were decades away from this moment. Waymo's been testing Robotaxis in Phoenix for months, but Tesla's approach is fundamentally different. They're using pure vision-based autonomy without any lidar sensors. The company just expanded their Cybercab service to a small section of Miami, and it's already raising enormous questions about whether the rest of the autonomous vehicle industry is way behind schedule. This isn't some closed, controlled test track. These are real streets, real pedestrians, real traffic lights, real unpredictable situations. The implications are absolutely massive. If Tesla's approach works at scale, it could completely reshape how millions of people move around cities and suburbs. Every major automaker and tech company is now watching this move very closely. Some are betting Tesla's cutting corners, and this will ultimately end badly. Others think Tesla's about to make everyone else's autonomous vehicle programs look decades outdated. The stakes in the Robotaxi race have just gotten incredibly real. Tesla's been working toward this moment for over a decade. The company started with autopilot, a driver assistance system that handles highway driving but still needed human oversight for everything else. Then came full self-driving, or FSD, a more ambitious program that promised to handle city streets, traffic lights, stop signs, and all the complex urban chaos. For years, FSD was incredibly controversial. Skeptics said it was overhyped and dangerous. Meanwhile, Elon Musk kept promising that full autonomy was just around the corner. The big turning point came when Tesla switched strategies completely. Instead of relying on lidar sensors like most competitors do, they went all in on cameras and computer vision. This was risky. Lidar gives you a three-dimensional map of the world. Cameras are much trickier to get right. But Tesla bet that with enough data and AI training, cameras could work better than everyone else's approach. The Cybercab is their bet that this vision-only strategy actually works at scale, and choosing Miami for the expansion is strategic thinking. Florida's warm weather means more driving days per year, more data collection opportunities. The state also has fewer regulations around autonomous vehicles than California, making deployment much easier. This isn't Tesla's first experience with Robotaxis, but it's certainly their most public one. Here's how Tesla's vision-only approach is different from what you've probably heard about self-driving cars. Traditional autonomous vehicles use multiple sensors: lidar, radar, ultrasonic, and cameras. Lidar shoots lasers to build a 3D map, incredibly accurate but expensive and heavy. Tesla ditched it. They rely on 8 cameras mounted around the Cybercab instead. These cameras detect colors, shapes, movement, and context like human eyes do. The AI has been trained on hundreds of millions of miles of driving data, learning to recognize pedestrians, cyclists, traffic signals, and road markings. This is genuinely difficult. A child might wander into the street. A traffic light might be obscured by sun glare. A pothole might force sudden steering. LiDAR catches these instantly with precise 3D data. Tesla's cameras have to recognize them from 2D images with consistent accuracy. The advantage is cost and scale. Cameras are cheap and already mass-produced. That means Tesla can gather data from millions of vehicles simultaneously, not just thousands of test cars. That's why many experts think Tesla's long-term advantage could be insurmountable. But here's what most people overlook entirely: vision-only systems are only as good as their training. One blind spot in the training data could cause a serious crash. So what does a ride in a Cybercab actually look like? You open the Tesla app on your phone and request a Robotaxi. No driver. The car arrives at your location. It's a compact 2-seater designed for city trips, not highway driving. You get in through gull-wing doors. There's no steering wheel. Once you're inside, the car starts driving. You select your destination on the touchscreen. The Cybercab navigates through Miami traffic, handling stop signs and traffic lights automatically. When it approaches a corner, it slows down. When it sees pedestrians, it stops. It reads traffic signals and obeys every rule. Early testers have reported that the experience feels normal, not jerky, not overly cautious, just a car driving itself. The ride lasts as long as you need. It adapts to real traffic conditions. During the expansion announcement, Tesla emphasized safety statistics. They claim their autonomous vehicles have fewer accidents per mile than human drivers. But Miami traffic isn't Phoenix or California suburbs. It's busier, more chaotic, with more aggressive drivers and sudden weather changes. The real test is how the Cybercab handles the unexpected situations you encounter every day on Miami roads. Waymo's been running Robotaxis in Phoenix and San Francisco for years with a completely different strategy. Waymo uses lidar heavily. Their vehicles are packed with sensors that are more advanced than Tesla's camera setup. Waymo's system is extremely reliable in the areas where it operates. They've logged millions of miles and maintained a strong safety record. But there's a major catch. Waymo's Robotaxis are expensive to manufacture, expensive to operate, and they're mostly limited to specific geo-fenced areas. Tesla's approach is the exact opposite: lower cost, simpler hardware, but deployed at massive scale. Cruise, owned by General Motors, tried a similar strategy but had safety incidents in San Francisco and is now backing away from aggressive expansion. Other players like Uber and Lyft are partnering with robotaxi companies rather than building their own. So Tesla is really the only company betting this hard on vision-only autonomy at scale right now. If it works, Tesla wins big. They can scale robotaxis to every market faster and cheaper than anyone else. If it fails, the industry gets a harsh lesson about the importance of lidar and sensor redundancy. This is a genuine industry-wide gamble, and this Miami expansion is like the opening move in a global chess match that will define the next decade of transportation. If Tesla pulls this off, the implications are staggering. Ride-sharing could become dramatically cheaper. Robotaxis with no driver's salary means lower fares than Uber or Lyft. That would transform how people move around cities fundamentally. Millions of taxi drivers and rideshare drivers worldwide could face serious job displacement. That's a real social cost that nobody's prepared for. Insurance companies would have to completely rethink how they assess risk. If autonomous vehicles are genuinely safer, insurance premiums could drop significantly. Traffic patterns in cities could change entirely. Robotaxis might circle looking for cheaper parking rather than dropping passengers at expensive lots. Parking garages might become completely obsolete. On the regulatory side, governments are watching intently. If robotaxis prove safe in Miami, other cities will want them immediately. But if there's even one high-profile accident, the backlash could be immediate and brutal. Tesla's essentially staking their entire reputation on this working. The company has no margin for error here. Then there's the AI competition angle. Waymo, Uber, every tech giant is watching to see if vision-only systems really work. If Tesla proves they do, every competitor will change strategy overnight. If Tesla fails, everyone else's lidar-heavy approach gets completely vindicated. The Miami expansion isn't just about transportation. It's about which company's AI strategy is fundamentally correct. So here's what you need to know if you want to try a Cybercab in Miami. First, it's only available in a small section of Miami right now, not the whole city. Tesla's being deliberate about expansion. If you live in the pilot area, the process is straightforward. You open the Tesla app, request a ride, and get picked up. The car handles everything, but you should still pay attention. Don't distract the vehicle. Don't try to grab the wheel, just let it drive. Tesla recommends keeping your seatbelt on, obviously. The pricing isn't fully public yet, but the goal is to undercut Uber and Lyft. That's the whole point. Lower operating costs mean lower fares. For riders, that sounds great. For Uber and Lyft drivers, it's a nightmare scenario. Second, Tesla is gathering data from every single trip. How passengers interact with the vehicle, where congestion happens, what the car struggles with, all of it feeds back into improving the AI. That means every ride makes the system smarter. For Miami residents, this is your chance to see the future of transportation up close. For the rest of the world, it's a real-world test of whether self-driving cars are actually ready for prime time. The stakes for both riders and the industry are enormous right now. So here's what this Tesla Miami expansion really means. The robotaxi era isn't some distant future anymore. It's happening now. Vision-only autonomy is being tested at real scale on real streets with real pedestrians. This will either prove that Tesla's approach is genius and everyone else is wasting money on lidar, or it will show that autonomous driving is far harder than anyone thought. The outcome will shape the entire transportation industry for decades. For Elon Musk, this is vindication of his decade-long bet against lidar. For Waymo and every other competitor, it's a wake-up call about their own strategies. For riders and drivers, it's a moment where the future is genuinely uncertain. One thing's absolutely certain: the next few months of Cybercab rides in Miami will be watched by every major tech company, every automaker, every government regulator, and millions of people wondering what self-driving cars really mean for their own cities. The Robotaxi revolution isn't coming anymore. It's here, and it's rolling through Miami right now. So watch the headlines closely, because the next chapter of transportation is being written in real time. Follow for daily AI news and stories like this one.